There were no parades for the Vietnam veterans when they came home, or thank yous. But that changed for many Vietnam veterans who flew on the Texas Permian Basin Honor Flight. It was a time for healing. Many of the Vietnam veterans, with tears in their eyes, paid a visit to the memorial and placed a wreath in remembrance of their brothers who did not come home. They went to the wall, which lists the names of every veteran killed in battle in Vietnam. It was a somber moment. The veterans made etchings of the names of Permian Basin men and women who died in Southeast Asia.
It's for my boys, Alan and Brian Lindsay. Their granddad was declared missing in action for years, and they finally declassified his mission and pronounced him KIA. Unfortunately, his wife didn't live to see it, but I'm just so glad that we found his name on the wall. It's newly added up there, and it's wonderful. Oh my God.
Those etchings were sent back to the families who lost loved ones in the war. Their names and their sacrifice will not be forgotten.
At the Korean War Memorial in Washington, D.C., 81-year-old Lois White is modest when it comes to her time in the Marine Corps. She served at the height of the war.
It was something that I wanted to do, and it was available to me, and I knew I could be a good Marine, so I joined.
There weren't many women.
No, there were not.
Lois pauses against a backdrop of statues at the memorial, each with a face carefully sculpted after a real soldier who lost their life in the Korean War.
Sadness. I find it very sad. And all, those guys were probably 18 years old. They hadn't even got started yet. And it's a sadness to me.
A sadness deeply felt, taps playing, flags flying to honor the lives lost and honor some men never felt.
And when they came back, we didn't treat them right either. I'm glad to be here to treat them right today.
Oh, say does that star-spangled...
The wreath set, arms wavering in salute, a pause for one final farewell.
Or the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order! Arms! My name is Kendall Benad. I'm a former Marine. I was in Vietnam in 1968, 1969. This is my father, Harvey Benad. He was a Marine in World War II. And I know he was on Guadalcanal and Tinian and Okinawa. He finally got wounded on Okinawa and they sent him home. This is Heath Altman, my nephew, my sister's boy. And he was in the Marine Corps. When was it?
From 1994 to 1998.
Order! Oh!
Because a lot of the family had been in the Marine Corps, uncle, grandfather, when I got into school and realized that my mind just wasn't quite ready for school, military seemed a good option, then the Marine Corps seemed like the best fit. And it was a great growing up experience, and I'd take nothing for it.
It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We'll never be able to do this again. And to share it, especially with these two guys here, well, there's no words that can express it for me anyway. It's just, and all the people that we have met, first class, everyone.
These people did a lot of things to try to help us.
I'm telling you, they did a lot of work.
A lot of good things.
I believe that today, they just don't make them like they used to. They don't make men like my grandfather. I think that era, fighting during World War II really set up the foundation for the rest of our country. But I'm just super proud to be with them, behind them, beside them. They're just some great men that I really look up to.
The rest of this is all right, but this is better.
Do you think you've been an inspiration to them?
I hope not. I don't want to claim that kind of stuff.
What an honor that is to be a part of this incredible event, traveling to each of the memorials, seeing the tears, listening to the stories.
My dad being a belly gunner on a B-17, we got to have dinner with Sloan Gibson, and his dad and my dad were on the same B-17 crew that flew those missions over Germany.
Just the history, passing all those memorials, are just overwhelming. It's a lot to take in. And I just want to give every memorial the 100% respect and honor that it deserves, and these veterans.
I once was lost, but now I'm found.
We did our duty. We honored them.
I will always remember this. I've been in a lot of groups going places, but this was just outstanding.
For the land of
The name, it's an honor, a real honor flight.
Of the brave.
Order! Move forward. Move right.
Scary, freaking weird. Out of nowhere, we just heard, run, run, run!
Going in there, you know, your adrenaline's pumping, you're so drove up. It's exciting, but scary at the same time.
Well, this is the first training that we put on like this, the first active shooter school we've done here in Crane.
It's just gotten to be where there's more and more shootings at schools. When we got the opportunity to be part of the training for the active shooter, I just thought it would be a good idea.
I think it's good for the smaller communities because sometimes they're overlooked, and we don't think people have that mentality where they may not think, well, it may not happen here, and then all of a sudden something happens like that. It's good to have smaller communities like this trained when it does happen, and you have them better prepared for the situation like this. There's no telling, you know, it can happen at any time at any school.
People are loving it. They're saying thank you. They can't believe that we're actually doing it. They're really impressed with it.
I've actually had some people to talk to me that have received, and they just said, you know, it just made them feel so good that they passed it on to someone else.
It's kind of surprising, I guess, that somebody just kind of hands it to you. So it does, it makes you feel really good.
We love giving back to the community every day.
Today we're at HEB inside giving gift cards away to help people pay for their groceries.
Hi, sir, ma'am. My name is Terry, and we're doing a program for Pay It Forward, and I would like to give you a gift card today to help you pay for the groceries you're buying.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank
God
you.
Bless you.
And they just go out in the community and do random acts of kindness. But it's also about team building and keeping ourselves humble and being thankful for what we have in our life. And one way to do that is to go out and help other people so we can all appreciate what we have in our lives.
It makes you know that you need to pay it forward all the time, you know, because you never know when you're going to be in that situation.
I think the main characteristic that somebody needs to play Derby is just to be dedicated. We have people at all different skill levels. When I started, I could not skate at all, and we have several like that. We have some that have a childhood background in skating and are great. But Derby kind of takes over your life in a good way, so it's great to be dedicated, come to practices, help out, selling tickets, help out at the bout. That's what we're really looking for.
Come on, girls! And this is actually our first year that we have held recruitment.
You have to have good endurance, legs cramp.
That's what I love about
to me, when you fall, it sounds a lot worse than what it is because of all the gear that we have on. It's fun. It's actually fun to fall.
Yeah, it is actually fun to fall.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say it's popular because we can hit people. No.
Yeah, you control your speed, the distance between each person, and because when you have a game which is called a bout, you have to be able to weave in and out of someone without tripping your person or the other team. Well, the other team really don't matter, but you don't want to trip your own people.
It's my daughter in the back. Oh, her name is Ashley Arellano. She's number 15.
Let's go, Ashley!
Right, way to go, baby. Hey. You can see she's actually the smallest one in there. And
it scared me a lot.
At first, we were kind of concerned. You know, it's kind of a rough game.
This team is awesome. I love them. They're like, I've gotten really close to them really fast. So I really love being part of this team.
This group of girls are amazing. Encouraging, amazing.
Like she said, we're new and we feel like we're all sisters already.